What is going on, guys? Joey here, and today I am bringing you guys a video that is inspired by a lot of different things. But I was watching a podcast with Brad and Larry Williams, and Larry said something that got me thinking, so I'm going to kind of talk about some of it with you guys here. Um, I I had an idea for another video, a couple other videos. I just like this week we had some personal stuff happened that I had to address, and I mean, it just kind of like delayed everything. So I just want to stay consistent and get a video out. So here we are. First off, I want to say good luck to everybody competing this weekend. There's like a bunch of people on the team competing. Trey, Daniela, Camden, Haley, um, Christina, just like a bunch of people. That's like my team, and then we have others as well. And I just want to make sure. Oh, Elizabeth, and I just want to make sure that send them some encouragement. Today we're gonna talk about. I was gonna title the video "Your Time Is Coming," and I started thinking about it, and that statement can mean a lot of different things. For example, um, if your time is coming, if you are a young lifter who is anxious to be on top and you work hard and do everything that you're supposed to do in 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, whatever, your time will probably come. Because if you take it that serious, not many other people are going to take it that serious, and you're going to reach your potential. In addition to that, and I'm going to talk about aging and juniors and things like that, the last time that you compete ever may or may not be on your own terms, and you don't know that. And I was speaking to someone about, like, we were talking about what lifters, like, we wanted to do worlds and like who could potentially do Sheffield and things like that. And a topic that came up was, you know, just because you qualify for something doesn't mean you ever will ever again. It's very possible that something happens, a freak comes out of nowhere, you get injured, a health problem happens, you have a kid, life circumstances, you have to get a job. Like, there's so many different things that could happen, and that is going to take priority over everything. And lifting may not be something that you get to do. Just to give you guys an example, we have IPF Worlds coming up really soon, next week. I'll be there in about 9 days. And it's in a freaking amazing looking island off the coast of Italy. And like, it's the biggest one ever. And people that qualified for this one, I guarantee you there's going to be someone who is their absolute last time. They'll never get a chance to go to Worlds ever again, um, for one reason or another. So if you're one of those people that does get lucky, and I've had many conversations with all different kinds of lifters that qualify for something or the next big thing, they they might be on the fence because maybe they're burnt out, or maybe they're just like the reason is like not like super crazy. It's just like it might be a little bit of like you just got to tough it out or something if to participate. But the amount of people that would give anything to be in that position, um, they would kill for your spot, And I mean, it's different for everyone. All of us are going to be in different situations and have different stressors and problems and things that we're going to go through. And you just don't want to be like, no, I'm going to sit out this year, and then it turns out that was the last time you ever could have done it. For example, Arnold 2020, right after that meet, the world got shut down because of, you guys know what happened, right? Um, I was literally getting ready to go to the first Sheffield ever, which was originally going to be in 2020, and then the world got shut down. And I am so thankful that I was able to compete then, because what happened to me and what is going on in my life after that has kept me from competing. And if you guys are interested in knowing why I cannot compete anymore, perhaps I will do a stream or something and talk to those that truly care, because it is quite personal. Uh, so let me know in the comments below. But just know that there's nothing more that I want on this earth than to compete. I miss it every day, and I go to the gym every day still. I do everything that I can, but I'm just very limited. And it really sucks, but I mean, this is the life that I chose. But anyway, Um, you just never know when your last meet is going to be. You don't know when your last meet or your last chance to go to a big meet could be. That you could still compete, but like, damn, I should have taken that chance when I had it. Um, there might be opportunities present that may not be there anymore. There are many big meets. Like I believe the U.S. Open doesn't exist anymore, but it used to, and they used to give out like 40 grand or whatever for like first place. And that's completely gone now. I think I'm pretty sure, right? Someone correct me if I'm wrong. And there's just um, this kind of ties into what I was talking about earlier with the juniors. Is sometimes juniors, for example, they will train really, really hard and they're super relevant as a junior, right? But then once they get into the open, like maybe they're a good deadlifter, an okay squatter, and a bad bencher. But as soon as they get into the open, because they're not well rounded at all three, they're just like I don't want to say they're never going to win, but it is going to be extremely difficult for them to beat the first place person who is built like a powerlifter, does not have any weaknesses, and is well rounded. Powerlifting is going to probably be a very different experience for them because now they're getting knocked to the bottom and they're going to have to work their way back up over many, many years. And that's when you're going to kind of figure out, like, is this something that you really want to do? And to have something like that and lose it, it sucks. To have it and lose it feels way shittier than to just not have experienced what it felt like to be on top of relevant at all. um, and that's something that juniors will have to deal with. Every powerlifter is going to eventually have to decide when they're not going to pick up a barbell anymore. You know what I mean? And when the time comes, you just want to look back on your career and say, I'm really happy that I stuck with it. The whole reason I became a lifter, when I started powerlifting, like my family was very against it. They didn't want me lifting heavy because they didn't want me to get hurt, and they said they were going to beat my body up. And I remember like being a personal trainer and like 2013, looking at myself in the mirror, thinking to myself, I want to continue to do this because I do not want to look at my life in my 30s and 40s and say, I wonder what would have happened if I would have stuck with it. Which is kind of crazy to say because there wasn't really like any way to like make it. There were no like prominent natural powerlifters. It was mostly like enhanced lifters, and I wasn't gonna take steroids, so I was just I don't know. It's like I knew the future was gonna become the future without even having any real inkling that it could happen. I just wanted to give it a shot, and it gave me a life, and I'm so happy that I did. Um, it will get harder to make progress the longer you're in the game. I say that, but then I got guys like Russ and Keiko, um, who have been with me for many, many, many years, and they're like still getting better. Amanda, um, there's other people I can name, but those guys have been with me like a long time, like a really long time, like it's like coming up on 6, 7 years, and that's a long time to be still making progress, especially if people would like to argue that they were not beginners when they started with me. Um, I mean, I remember when Keiko's bench max was like over 100 pounds less, and he was still pretty strong on all three, so that's pretty crazy. Um, but yeah, you just wanna. Tomorrow's not promised, and it's gonna get harder, and you're not gonna have infinite chances to take these opportunities. Um, if you keep working, I believe that your time will come, or something in your career will happen to where you feel like it was worth it to keep pushing. Junior lifters getting into the open, they're gonna have to think about that. and they want to take all the opportunities as they can as a junior to win what they can, because you never know what can happen. And there will also come a time when maybe you are healthy, maybe everything's okay, but what you're willing to give up, what you're willing to give up to get that next PR is just not you're just not willing to do it. It's just not something that you want to like. I'm not willing to do these things in order to put myself in a position to even have a chance to PR again, because you push that limit so high, and the higher you get towards your potential, it's going to squeeze, it's going to squeeze, it's going to squeeze. In the beginning, you could be kind of lax with your nutrition. You could get away with this here and there, and da da da. And then over time, you got to be perfect with your nutrition. You got to be really good with this. You got to be really good with sleep, because you got to inch and fight and scratch and claw for every little PR. And it's not going to be that easy, you know? And you might not be willing to sacrifice that much to continue to work towards getting that next PR. It's just, and that's okay. I mean, everyone's going to have to come to a conclusion. It's not like you're any lesser because of it. Just people, everybody's different. It's just like I'm telling you guys, like it's just you want to take it when you can. I'm extremely thankful I got to compete at the Arnold 5 times. I got invited to the pro meet at the Arnold, but I didn't do it because I wanted to handle my lifters, so I just stayed on the raw meet, the raw challenge. Like I'm really thankful that I got to do those things. I've competed in a prime time, multiple prime times. It's just one of those things where like I was at the first prime time ever, Like it's just one of those things that like, yeah, that's a part of history and I was able to do it and I'm thankful for that. I can't believe I went as far as I did. I'm not saying my journey is completely over. I just don't I have a picture of what my life would need to look like in order for me to get those numbers again. Um, but a lot of those things are not in my control and there's a little bit of luck involved. So, that's that. But yeah, I hope you guys are able to take something away from this video. Tomorrow's not promised. And I know you might have to do a little bit of like, okay, like what do I really want? Like what's important to me? What do I want to get out of the sport? Um, it's just something that has been on my mind, and hearing Larry talk about like he's not willing to take what he needs to take to hit those PRs. So he has to find new ways to challenge himself. That really resonated with me. Um, and like I could go so much into depth on that subject, but I think I'm gonna hold off. But yeah, I just wanted to get something out to you guys, and I'm excited to see everyone compete. I'm really excited for Worlds, and yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Let me know if you guys have any questions or comments, or you're curious about anything. Let me know down below, and I will do my best to take a look. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I think that's it. Thank you guys so much for making this far, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.